Robert Korn, Missouri Southern State University, men's basketball coach, 1999 to 2014. Robert Korn retired in 2014 following 25 years as the head coach at his alma mater. He directed the Lions to a 30-3 record and an Elite Eight win in the NCAA Division II tournament in Louisville, Kentucky during the 1999 to 2000 season. Korn left the program as the winningest coach with 413 career wins. He currently is third best in all-time wins by a men's basketball coach in the MIAA. He guided the Lions to 2 MIAA regular season titles, as well as 3 MIAA tournament titles. He coached the team to 5 NCAA tournament appearances in 1993, 2000, 2011, 2012, and 2014. Please welcome Robert Korn.
Coach, congratulations. I got to think that you began to think about coaching as a career even while you were playing. Am I right about that, or did it come later?
No, as a matter of fact, I remember when I was a 7th grader, one of my teachers asked what I planned to do whenever I grew up, and I told him I planned to coach. So it's just being part of sports has always been a part of my life, and coaching is just one thing that I wanted to do.
So as you were going through high school and college, did you kind of look at the game that way, as as maybe a coach would, or think about the game differently than a typical player would?
Well, the coaches that I were playing for probably would say no. But you try to think, and you want to make sure that you are a smart player. So you try to look at things a little bit differently than maybe some of the other players do. I wasn't given a bunch of God-given abilities, so I had to play smart and I had to play hard in order to get on the floor.
I read something interesting that there was almost a missed opportunity because of a phone call that didn't get answered. Tell us a little bit about that and who it involved.
After I graduated from Missouri Southern in 1978, I was a high school coach at Mountain Grove, Missouri for 1 year. I was sitting in the office, the coach's office, and the phone rang, and I was the only one in there, so I answered the phone, and Coach Gene Bartow was on the other end. And he asked me, he said, Robert, did you get my message where I called yesterday? And I said, no, Coach. I said, we have students who answer the phone up in the office, and a lot of times we don't get the messages. So he said, okay. And then he offered me a GA position, and things just kind of snowballed from that point on.
They did. So the quarter's named for you at Missouri Southern. That's fantastic. Tell us what are you doing now?
Well, actually, the last 3 months I was the interim AD at Mayville State University up in North Dakota, which is an outstanding university, a great community. The president there is a very good friend of mine, and his AD left in February, took another job, and asked if I would come up and help for a while. So I told him I would stay until May 31st. So I was up there, and he was trying to talk me into staying for a year. And I told him, I said, Brian, I said, it's pretty cold up here.
Exactly. But it must have been fun to get back into college athletics for a little while.
It was. The one thing you miss when you retire is being around the players, being around other coaches, and just that camaraderie that you have for so many years. And, you do it for your whole life. And then all of a sudden it's taken away from you. So there is a period there where you kind of wonder what you're going to be doing. So the 3 months that I spent up at Mayville State was certainly a blessing, because it was something I really enjoyed doing, getting back around the student athletes and getting around other coaches and stuff. So it was a great experience.
Well, congratulations on this honor, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Tongula Givens Steddum, Missouri Southern State University, women's track and field student athlete, 1993 to 1995. Givens still holds many of the top 10 outdoor marks in both the triple jump and the long jump. She is one of 2 women in school history to surpass 41 feet in the outdoor triple jump, and one of 3 to surpass 19 feet in the indoor long jump. Givens was an 8-time All-America at Missouri Southern, including national championships in the triple jump in 1994 and 1995. She collected 3 MIAA High Point individual awards during her career as a Lion, and held program records in the triple jump and long jump at the time of her graduation, and held the MIAA meet record for the outdoor triple jump until 2018. Please welcome Tongula Givens Steddum.
not the microphone, but congratulations.
Thank you.
Um, let's go back to college, and I haven't asked this of anybody. I'm always curious about what got you to Central Missouri. What was your reason for coming to college? Missouri Southern. Sorry, it's the microphone. I'm blaming it on the microphone. Missouri Southern. I apologize.
Well, as you know, I started my collegiate career at Abilene Christian University. I
Yep.
spent a year there where I was a 5-time All-American as a freshman. And we entered the outdoor championship that year at San Angelo. And I met a young man who ran for Southern, and he was like a one-man show as far as I could see. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I hung out with him at the meet, and he was pretty nice. And he actually started talking to me about his program at Southern, and he made it sound exciting. And it was, but what really attracted me to Missouri Southern is at the time, it was a very new program. I think it probably had only been in existence a couple of years.
Oh, wow.
So they didn't really have any, they didn't have a lot of numbers. And I thought that would be a good opportunity for me to go somewhere and really stand out and shine. At the time, Abilene Christian was a powerhouse, and I was just one of the many girls, that could run well or maybe jump well. And I thought maybe if I come to Southern, not only could I stand out and do great things, but I could help build something, big.
Right, and you did that. You absolutely did that. And you were an Olympic qualifier
I was,
twice.
yes.
So it's an Olympic year. When an Olympic year comes around, you still kind of feel a little bit of excitement for it.
Oh, I always feel excitement for the Olympic Games. I mean, track and field is the most beautiful sport in the world. It's the only sport I know that offers something for absolutely everybody. Every event is technical. Every event takes a great amount of skill, and it truly is just the best sport in the world. Sorry about the bias, but it is. And so I always get excited for the games. Always excited to see who's going to put a really good jump out there, who's going to put a good throw out there. They're just exciting times. But I did qualify for both the 2000 and the 2004 Olympic team trials, and those were both wonderful experiences for me.
Sure.
Obviously, it's not often.
No, absolutely not. Tell us about life after college.
Life after college. Well, after college, I was fortunate enough to land a job at UPS. When I was working for a financial company when I left Missouri Southern, who transferred me out to North Carolina, the East Coast. I won't say I was terribly happy there until someone convinced me to come and work with them at UPS. And so I did that, and UPS, and at this time I'd stopped running altogether, hung up the spikes, retired, I was done, ready for a responsible life, paying taxes and all those great things. But when I started working for UPS, one of my managers approached me there and said, "How would you like to get back into track and field?" I said, "Are you drunk? You're crazy." And he was like, "No, I've got a wonderful opportunity for you." And I'm like, yeah. And tell me about it. And we, for the 2000 Olympic Games, UPS was going to unroll this new athlete training assistance program, which was probably one of the reasons I stopped competing in the first place. I mean, it's very expensive to continue competing on that level. Post-collegiately, you need a training ground, you need the support that you had in college, you need airfare and gear. But UPS was going to unleash this program, and if you qualified for it, they would cover all your travel expenses. They would pay you your full salary as if you were there, even when you had to travel. And they just covered your medical expenses, expenses for gear. It was just like a win-win. I was like, okay, but what do you got to do to get in? It's got to be really hard to get in there. But fortunately, I was able to qualify for the program. I just needed to get a qualifying mark for the trials. That was the only criteria that I missed at the time. I did not have an Olympic qualifying standard, and I needed to get one. So I called over to Duke University and said, you got to let me in the meet. You got to need a mark. And I trained for 2 weeks, and I went and I got a mark. I mean, I was out of shape, but it was just, it was just like right there, I was like, you got to let me in the meet, which they did. And I said, just give me 3 jumps and I'll get a mark. And that happened. Rest was history. UPS became my corporate sponsor, and they changed my life forever. I saw the world, and
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic.
it is.
Well, Tongula Gibbons Steddum of Missouri Southern,
Yes.
thank you very much, and
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioner.
care.